That's when
Yeah,
you.
man. That's when I be doing it.
Mm.
I be doing it. Trying to set this up right. Ain't gonna let me do
Uh-oh.
it. Whatever.
Yeah, that ain't setting it up right. That's setting up the opposite, Alexander.
Yeah, it fell off. But this thing ain't hard strong enough to hold it.
Mm.
Hold on. Oh, I was gonna try to put it on my computer, but I don't know. Everybody ain't got the bestest of signal right now due to this frozen tundra we living in. So
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminded, like the first day, it kind of reminded me of what's that movie called with Dennis Quaid and
yeah,
what's
2012 I think it was.
yeah, it was 20. No, it wasn't 2012. No, it was
Mm-mm.
what's his name?
When
Dennis
the day the
Quaid,
Earth stood still. I know what you're talking about. It's like Jake Gyllenhaal, they had to stay
Jake
up in the
Gyllenhaal.
library with the little homeless dude.
Yeah. And that freeze came through, and everybody was whatever position you was in when that freeze got to you. That's what you
Yeah,
remained.
he
Like
was done. Like supersonic.
sit there like a statue. You up there like this right here. The people tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, it was froze. It's like,
Damn.
hey.
He's like, he was asking me a question. He just stopped.
Yeah, like there's no escape. Shoot.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty
Well,
good
the day
That
after
was a good
tomorrow.
day after tomorrow.
That's what it's called.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's so many disaster movies and stuff. It's hard to put them all down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
But man,
I did.
that 2012, man, I watched that. That dude was flying the crap out that daggone
He
plane.
was getting it. He's like, I got to get my kids.
He was driving the heck out that limo.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, he was nick of timing it at every station that he was stopping.
There he was. He was driving that limo good too. Like, yeah.
Man, he's driving that limo like he was a Z06 busting down the Laguna Sana. I was like,
Well, man, he's like, drive it like you stole it, baby.
right.
Oh man.
Mm-mm. That was some crazy stuff in that movie, though, man. How
Yeah.
they was just basically going to leave the people off the boat to just die because they didn't have a ticket.
You see how spacious these rooms was. It was like, this room was like a hotel suite. It's like 7-8 people can fit in here. They just give it to one person. But
it's crazy.
First world problem.
But did y'all catch at the end of it where it said Africa was never even touched?
Yeah.
So everybody had to go back to Africa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have let him in right now. Y'all hang out on that boat.
I'd have been standing right there with my spear.
Like,
I'd have been like, like translate for me. Like, It's like, well, maybe you need to translate it. I'm like, nigga, you know what this universal sign right here means. This means
no, that means
do not bring that crap here. You are the devil.
Y'all came with boats. It didn't go well for my people.
Yeah, last time y'all came in ship, didn't go well for our people. So you stay. You are the devil. He can't back on boat now. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
You took like women, made them concubines. You enslaved them, made a boy for a harlot. Get back on boat now. I'm like, well, sir, I don't think that. All you see was the spear coming at the next man. What did Darth Vader say? Every time Buddy failed him, you have failed me for the last time.
The last time.
Hey, he said it with emphasis too. You have failed me for the last time. Choking Buddy out.
I guess I'll go clean out my locker.
Yeah. Like, how you get choked over a JVC, man? Like that's like devastating. You got soaked over a Panasonic 53-inch television screen.
I'd hit that off button so smooth. Like, huh?
Like,
not today. You'd have to fire me through mail. Got me like,
right.
Oh.
Next thing Lord Vader would have said was fire on that escape pod.
He'd be like, call him back. He'd be like, call him back. That's what he said to me.
Right. Fire on the escape pod, because I'd have been going to the nearest habitable planet in my little escape pod.
I've sent all the escape pods out. They ain't gonna figure out.
Darth Vader was no joke.
Nah, he wasn't no joke.
Darth Vader and the Emperor and Palpatine, them jokes wasn't no joke.
Palpatine so trifling, he just wanted to let Luke watch the whole rebellious fleet get destroyed just to turn to the dark side. I'm like, boy, you ain't got no
your friends.
treachery, no bounds, man. Like, Oh,
treachery knows no bounds.
I'm afraid that this Death Star
Yeah.
is like, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Anyway,
Quite operational.
Fire.
right there what he said is quite operational. Like, wait a minute. You know he ain't got no chill what he did with Anakin. Had Anakin turn on a whole Jedi Order, lied to this man, talking about like Anakin didn't even catch the lie. He was like, only through me can you gain the access to the knowledge you need to save your dying wife. And then when she died, he talking about I don't. Then when he killed Mace Windu, he talking about I don't know. I was kind of I didn't really fully sure you was gonna commit, so I didn't really know you was gonna come over to this. Here's what I propose.
Yeah.
We
can find that knowledge together. It was like, what?
You don't know. This is your whole selling point, and we ain't even gonna do it.
Right. I'd have blazed that lightsaber up, cut him open, and told everybody to fail. Yeah, but like, yeah, the Emperor, man, him and Mace Windu.
He cut off that table. He said, no.
Right.
They're trying to do something. I don't know how what's going to come of it, but they were talking about Mace Windu didn't actually die. George Lucas was like, I'm cool with that. But that was a couple years ago, so they firing folks now. So I don't know what.
I don't know. Mace was like, I mean, he was a bad man, but when he got hit with a bolt of lightning and thrown from like a big tower. So I mean,
everybody get hit with lightning and lose their hand and fall off some stuff. He'd be all right.
Yeah, I don't know. This man have mastered the power of flight through the Force. He ain't make it.
He done smashed a couple buildings on the way down. Like, he'd be all right. Like, oh snap! I got to go recoup.
Right. He must have smacked a couple of what's them thing called, them little pod racers. Must
pod racers. Yeah.
Dang, Mace. Shoot. But
like I'll be back when my stuff heal up.
Yeah, I'll be back when I get the prosthetic limb.
Order number 66.
Yeah, execute. That's how he said it. Execute order 66. Hey man, you don't trifling. Anywho, we are gathered here today to venture on some awesomeness. I am your host, the one and only Radio. Please. Let me go. Nah, seriously. Y'all ready? Go ahead and get started.
Yes, sir.
Been kind of shoot. So we talking about legacy, and we talking about legacy and legacy building. Let me cut my phone on silent because I have the feeling that somebody gonna call and be like, "Uh-oh." I don't want to cut it all on silent because it might be on there.
Leave it on vibrate.
I got it on vibrate though. I put it on vibrate. She be cutting my stuff all the way down. I'm like, why you cut my phone all the way down? But contrary to what people have been told and what they believe, it's really about legacy. And I know, especially in this society, you know, African American men or sons of a Yahuda, who what I'm going to refer to as, we always try to get shamed into marrying women that have children already. And that's your cup of tea, didn't do that, but that's not really, you know, the ideal or the God-given thing that's supposed to do. Like I said, there's brothers out there that do it. I'm not shaming them for doing it, but men shouldn't be, you know, ostracized because they want to have their own legacy. Likewise, a lot of times they marry these women and women already have children. The women don't want to give them no more children. So, and we know 51% of all black men in this country don't have kids. As a case in point, if we are a percentile on this panel, we got 3 men up here, and let's say we get 33% on each. I'm the only one here that has children. You two don't have any children. So that just should show you really how it really is, the true numbers in the African American community. Black men, for a large part, it ain't just indiscriminately out here creating babies willy-nilly, not thinking black men. You got some dudes out there that they think with the little small Johnson. They always try to cause that young man to regurgitate all the time. So, but I wanted to just get you guys' thoughts about that before I'll pull up some references, scriptural references, and before we start going through the testament of Yehuda, who's our fur bearer. What y'all take about this whole shaming black men into taking care of other people's children and not trying to give a African American man a seed? What y'all take on that?
Good.
Huh?
I was gonna let you go first if you wanted
to. My take on it is that if you're not able to produce like a child and you can't build your legacy, then what point is it for you to even be married to that woman? Or she's not able to give you a child. You know what? Because it's going against the word of God, what God says. You're supposed to be fruitful and multiply, bear children. You're supposed to have a legacy built behind you. So I feel like if you can't, that's part of the goal of a man, African man, is to have kids. You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna leave your legacy to if you don't have no kids? When you gone, that's it.
Right.
So my take on it is it's almost like shameful because they know what they're doing. That they trick you into to being with them and promising you that they're gonna bear your child, and then when you get further in a relationship, then it's almost like, okay, I'm not even worried about it. Or either they got a child attached to them to begin with, and it's like they don't even put your party first or God's party. So that's my take on that.
I agree. And I'll go a little bit further and say most people that you meet now are like really, really selfish. They're only worried about what you can do for them or give them. And like they'll sit and they'll like we talked about this a long time ago, like me and Josh, like you meet a person's representative. You don't actually meet the real them until after you've gotten in there, until they feel like you were so invested that like they's good. Like, he ain't going, I'm with him now, or you with me now. I ain't got to do this, or I ain't got to do that. And then the real person come out and what they really wanted and what they really thought and how they really carry themselves comes to light. And as far as the whole shaming you into doing for them and making you feel bad, because like basically our society has become like they just become a whole bunch of scrubs. It's like they worried about like somebody like feeling. It's like, well, I don't like. I remember my sister tried to like shame me like after I told her no about some stuff. And she went on Facebook and was trying to bash me, and I was like, I got on there, Josh got on there, was like, you really think I care what your opinion or the opinion of your peers who I really don't know and fool with are saying about me? I don't care about none of y'all. Like if that was the truth and stuff, if that what y'all thought really mattered and whatnot, I'd have did something different. But since seeing that that's not the case, I don't really care. And seeing how you're acting now, based off of the information I gave you and you gave me, just further proves my point and stuff. And I was like, one, me personally, you ain't gonna shave or pressure me into doing anything that I don't want to do. I'll laugh at you. I'll laugh at you hard in your face and stuff. And I don't care about what everybody says outside of like my small circle and outside of my head. I don't care what you think and stuff, because most of the time what I say, like the first time, like with as thought as possible, it's usually how it is. I was like, the less time I have to make a decision usually means like the best decision I end up making. It's funny that way. Like if you give, we all black. We play spades and stuff. You heard the term study long, study wrong.
Right.
Same thing. And I was like, nah, I ain't got to sit for days and hours on end when the solution or what's best for the situation is like staring you right at the face. But since society or someone else will get on there and shame you or pressure you or make you feel bad because what you said was like logical and wasn't in their best interest, but was in yours and everyone involved and stuff, they're gonna try to make you feel bad about it. And I just like to point that out to people. I was like, well, this is what's going on. This is the situation. Bing, 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 bing. And they'd be like, well, you thought you said that too fast. That couldn't have been what it was, or that had to be what's up. And I was like, no, that's just what it is. We don't have to go back and forth about what is the right thing to do in this situation. You know what it is, and I know what it is, and I just said it, and it just doesn't cater to you and your nonsense, so you don't like it, or you think I'm being selfish or mean. And I'll be that. I was like, okay, sorry you feel that way, but that doesn't change my decision.
Right. I think you just said something that was paramount when you said that, you know, they want you to get you to do something to make a decision that's in everyone else's best interest except yours. And I think that's been, especially in this country, from the inception of the country, has been the burden that they've tried to place on the black man or the son of Yahuda, is to try to get him to do everything for everybody that's not in his own best interest. Like I remember this past election, people was talking about voting for Joe Biden, right? Vote for who you gonna vote for. That's the way I feel. I personally have decided to opt out because the two-party system doesn't benefit the African-American man. It may benefit the African-American woman, but only to a small degree because they give her breadcrumbs, but it doesn't really benefit the African-American man. So I'm like, if you're going to make a decision, just make an informed decision. And when you use the information that you have at hand to come to your decision of what's best for you as an African-American man or as a son of Yahuda, then bottom line is make that decision. But you shouldn't be shamed because I did the study of Joe Biden. Like I didn't vote for Trump because I'm like, you know, I think Trump is just narcissistic enough just to start a war with somebody just to say he can win. Like I think he could look at it. Trump can be looking at it and be like, you know, I got a deuce of diamond and an ace. I could kill him. You know what I'm saying? And just really, no, I didn't believe the nonsense that Trump was a racist, just simply because I study everybody's body of work. And I know, okay, a part of racism is the ability to oppress a people based on a race, right? So you have the power to oppress a people. Trump is in the driver's seat when he was the president to oppress black people. Okay, but his policies didn't necessarily target black people. Okay, now they targeted immigrants. Now I want to say that because people, when we think about immigrants, we think about, you know, just Mexicans, right? But it's much more complicated than that because his policy affected my wife and myself. So y'all know the prolonged immigration process that happened because of his policies. But at the same time, I'm like, look, if you're going to disagree with somebody about the facts, not about propaganda. So, and when black men who didn't have a stake in immigration, I had a stake in immigration, but there's other black men in this country that didn't have a stake in immigration, decided, you know what, I'm voting for Trump because Joe Biden, let's say Trump got put more money in my pocket. Joe Biden put my father, my uncles, my cousins, and all of them in prison. So I'm not voting for him. And this is directly what his policies did, and they directly tore down the black community. Black women was like, well, that was in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but these dudes got records and stuff right now based off the policies and stuff that Joe Biden did. And I'm not Democratic or a Democrat or Republic. I told you I opt out of that stuff. 2 election cycles ago when President Obama was like, nah, you know, I'm against gay marriage. And then for him to get reelected, he said, you know, I've evolved. I'm like, what? I put you in office? You know, I could endorse you to be in office, and you basically, your agenda, like I basically signed on to your agenda. So that's why I opted out. But I digress. The point I'm trying to make is that it's called black male independence. I hear Dr. T.S.R. Johnson talk about it all the time. It's called black male independence, and black men have the right to exercise their independence. They have the right, just like any other demographic on the planet, to say, this is not best for me. Okay. or black men have a right to choose a woman that they feel like, for one, let's just say the how they say it in Color Purple. See, they've been spoiled twice. Bet you know that. You know what I'm saying? They have a right to choose a woman that ain't been spoiled or have children by somebody else, and say, okay, you a fresh ground. I want to start my legacy with you. But it's not just more. It's just not really about them not having children. It's also about your upbringing, your customs, and how you were raised. And so if you, a lot of these dudes get tricked because, I know I'm kind of going on a rant, I apologize, but a lot of dudes get tricked because you thinking that somebody basically don't took, anything about cars. Cars have trim levels, right? So let's say you got a Camaro, you got a I hit my mic. You got a Camaro, you got a Camaro SS, you got a Camaro SS1LE, you got a Camaro ZR1. Now, you got a base Camaro that's going to come with either a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder. You got a Camaro SS that's going to come with an 8-cylinder. You got a 1LE that's going to have suspension upgrades and all this body upgrades and stuff. And then you got the ZR1 that's going to have all the suspension upgrades and body upgrades that the 1LE had. Plus, it's going to have a more powerful, potent version of that V8, namely about 200 more horsepower, right? So here you going down to the dealership and you put an order in for a ZR1 or a ZL1, and you come back and they got all the badges and it aesthetically looks like a ZR1, but you go to punch the throttle and then you like, man, wait a minute, this ain't pulling. It don't even sound like a V8. You look up on the hood and it's a 2.0 liter 4-pot. You pissed because you thought you just bought big dog with the big chain. You thought you just bought that Porsche killing ZL1. Now you're mad, but you stuck with the car payment. And that's what black men are finding. Like, man, I walked down, I'm upside down. You know what I'm saying? And so then it's just the purpose of videos like this is conversation, because these are conversations that men have privately, but they don't actually think that other men out here are actually talking about these stuff, and especially men of God. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think churches in America are so cookie cutter, and they like I said, I put it on my post on my Facebook page. They do more harm to the black male than anything, because the most damage you can do to a man is right here in his mind. You know what I'm saying?
Mentally.
Yeah, you convince that young man not to throw his hands up in a fight, you're gonna win all day long. That's his offense right there. You talking about put your hands down. You remember baby boy A-Ray when he said, you better not flinch. Yeah, I said don't flinch. You ain't gonna flinch with somebody getting ready to knock him out.
No. we ain't doing that.
Sir, try to put something in your eyes. He want to close on his own.
Yeah.
But I just think that we have to look at marriage from a legacy standpoint. So I think picking a wife is the most important decision that you can make as a man. And I don't even think, I'm just being honest with you, man, I don't think a man should even consider getting married until that young man is probably in his early 30s. I would say 32, 33 at the earliest. Then you could think about getting married. But, they pressure these boys nowadays and getting married at 18, 19 years old. Now, you a kid. You were a kid. Then they get mad. Then they get mad when the dude be like, man, I want to buy me this type of car. Or I want to go here. Or I want to go out in the club. He's a kid. Of course, he's going to think about what makes him feel good and have fun. You know what I'm saying? All of us are over the age of 35, so we think about growth. We think about putting ourselves in a better position. We think about extra streams of incomes. But when you're a boy, you ain't thinking about that crap. This is all it is. You're not thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't have those responsibilities. But anywho, I digress. Anyway, what was I about to say? So segue into our next thing. So let's go over the testimony of Judah. All right. And here's the thing, but when we go over the testimony of Judah, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen here. It's some things that's very important, because when we was talking, I said that it's very important. A woman's culture, her creed, her upbringing is extremely important. I feel that if you are a true child of the Most High, you should only take a woman that is a true child of the Most High. She ain't got to necessarily be, well, I would take a daughter of Judah, but not from this land because I don't know what's going on with these women here. But she definitely needs to be in full submission to the Most High. That is the only reason you're going to be able to guarantee that she's going to follow you the way the Most High has instructed her to follow you. So when I was reading the testimony of Judah the other day, it was some key things. I want to pull it up on. I'm going to share it with you guys and pull it up real quick. Bless you, bro. It's all right. It's all right. All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all see it? Y'all see what's on screen?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now this, as you can see, says this is the testament of Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. So this is a copy of the words of Judah, what things he spoke to his sons before he died. They gathered themselves together, therefore, and came to him and said to him, hearken, my children. And he said to them, hearken, my children, to Judah your father. I was the fourth born son to my father Jacob, and Leah, my mother, named me Judah, saying, I have give thanks to the Lord. And my Bible says Yahuwah, because he have given me a fourth son also. Now he said his mother named him this. Y'all see what she named him? She named him Judah because of what?
Jude.
Said, I give thanks to the Lord because he has given me a fourth son. So Judah's name, if I'm not mistaken, literally means to give thanks.
To give thanks. Okay, there you go.
Let me look it up real quick. It means, to give thanks or to praise. That's what his name means.
Okay.
But I find that very, very enlightening. She named him, I give thanks to the Lord, or I give thanks to God, Yahuwah the Most High, for giving me a fourth son. So here we see Leah is happy and blessed that the Most High has given her not 1, 2, 3, but 4 sons.
Mm-hmm.
Now here he goes, and he said, I was swift in my youth. Okay, he was a little rabbit. And obedient to my father in everything. And I honored my mother and my mother's sisters. So I honored my mother and her aunts. Now, notice what he said. I was obedient to my father in everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I honored my mother and my sisters. So there's an obedience that he gives his father, and there's an honor that he gives to his mother and his aunts. And that's very important because we got women nowadays. They want the women these days. They want the child to be obedient to them. They're not supposed to be obedient to mom. Being obedient to mom is a byproduct of being obedient to father. And they honor their mother by being what? A obedient and blessed son. You honor your mother by being a great son to your father. That gives your mother honor because she bore you, right? And it says, and when it came to pass, when I became a man, that my father blessed me, saying, thou shalt be a king, prospering in all things. So who proclaimed these things on his life? His father. His father told him what he was going to be. And this is why it's very important that, women in our community say you're going to be nothing just like your no good at a daddy. But your father turn around and tell you, boy, you're going to be something amazing. That's why, see, folks act like that affirming from your father, for your father to tell you, son, I'm proud of you. They act like that don't mean anything. But what people don't know, out of the line of Yahudah came the Christ. David, Solomon, all of those are kings, Rehoboam, out of the line of Judah. Excuse me. Let me keep going through it. I want to skip down. I want to skip down because there's some things that I really want, because on topic, I want to skip down. Okay, here it goes. Chapter verse 8. Chapter 8. It says, and I had much cattle. Oh, Judah rich. And I had for chief herdman. So he had a chief herdsman named Aram, the Adulamite. So he's employing other people. And when I went to him, I saw Parashaba, king of the Adulam. So basically, Aram is from the kingdom of Persaba. However you say his name, I think it's Persaba. And he spoke unto us, and he made us a feast. And when I was heated, he gave me his daughter. Oh, wait a minute. Now, he was drunk. He was looking at her with the side eye. To my man, she looking good. And he gave me his daughter Bathsheba to wife. She bore me Onan, and Shelah. And the two of them, the Lord smote. Two of them, the Lord. So God killed two of his sons. For Shelah lived, and his children are ye. So he's talking to Shelah's children. Now, it's very important. This part is very important. We're gonna find out here in a minute. Judah was actually disobedient to his father by marrying Bathsheba. He was actually disobedient to his father. And in the 18 years, my father abode in peace with his brother Esau and his sons with us. So he's talking about basically Jacob killed Esau. I'm not going to go through that real good. But basically, Jacob killed Esau and basically made tributaries of Esau's son. Now, Esau is Jacob's twin brother. So Jacob ended up having to kill him because Esau came and made war with Jacob. Esau broke a promise that he gave to his father. Now his sons hyped him up, like, man, granddad, dad, go ahead and kill that ninja, dad. Shoot, he don't took your birthright. Kill him. Esau was like, nah, man, I told my folks I wouldn't do nothing to my dad, to my brother. Told my dad, man, it was his dying wish. Nah, man, forget that. Granddad dead. Can't honor a dead man. Kill him. So he went out there, and Jacob's son was like, look, man, Esau coming up with that bull crap again, man. What you gonna do, Pops? We can't keep running from him. So Jacob killed him with his bow and arrow. Shot him right in the chest. And they had to take him back, and then he later died. Okay. And here's it says, and after these things, my son took to wife Tamar from Mesopotamia. Basically, Tamar was from the home country. Mesopotamia is present-day Iraq. A daughter of Aram. Now, was wicked, and he was in need concerning Tamar, because she was not of the land of Canaan. And on the third night, an angel of the Lord smote him. And he had not known her according to the evil craftiness of his mother. So what we got going on here? Okay, let me break it down what's going on here. So Judah went to Mesopotamia, or back then it was called I want to say it was called Nevaneus. Basically, it's present-day Iraq. Now, I got to give you guys a picture because I want you guys to understand something. Real quick. Let me pull this up. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. What was I about to look up? Look up Nubia, right? In fact, I'm gonna look up a Nubian woman. I see how she looks. Oh, she got her breast out. Have her breast out.
You said what?
I said I seen a picture. Woman had a breast all out. These are Nubian women. All of these are Nubian women. Okay, now what Nubia is what present day Sudan is. See them? Y'all see this woman right here? She's a Nubian woman. This is a Nubian woman right here. She's from Sudan. And Sudan people are very dark. All right. Now, this is very important to understand because if I put this in here right now and I look up this up, this is what you're gonna find. This is Iraqi women. Now we talking about present-day Mesopotamia.
Good gracious.
Now, the reason why I show y'all this is because you have to understand something about when a land is conquered. The original people of that land tend to get, I don't know, I'm trying to find a word from terraformed, but terraform is when you transform the land basically to your liking.
Assimilated.
Yeah, assimilated. That's a good word, Avery. There we go. Praise white Jesus. Yeah. but you have to understand that when you thinking about Mesopotamia in your head, you can't think about this. These people later migrated to the land because they're Persian. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mesopotamia, Saudi Arabia, that all of that was a part of Africa, right? And they were not Persian. They were you got some of the still original people that was over there. Like you got, let me see, can I type it over here? They down in near Basra. Let me see if they're gonna pull up on Google. So you still have some of the original people over there. That's in Iraq. That is actually black. So this woman is Miss Iraq.
That man like Damon Wayans.
Yeah. So you still have some black Iraqis over there. See that? They call them African Iraqis. These people have been in the land the entire time. They've been in the land the entire time.
African Iraqis?
Yeah. They've been in the land the entire time. These people moved to the land. So when you think, like I said, when you're thinking in the biblical context, you have to take yourself out of a Western mindset and a Western understanding and understanding what the land was like before. So I just wanted to give y'all that visual picture that go back.
Okay.
That Tamar didn't look like that. She didn't look like this. Tamar more than likely looked like her. Not her. He didn't go get her. He didn't go get her. But she more than likely looked like this black girl right here. All right, so I just want to give y'all that picture. Now, y'all know where the land of Canaan is at, right? Okay.
No, I've heard of it, but not know where it's at.
Okay. Yeah, Canaan is above Egypt, you're right. But the unique thing about Canaan, Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, and Cush is that they were all brothers. So if they brothers, they look alike, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless they got different daddies.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Canaanite women, what people don't understand, look just like this. Is a Sidon woman. They still look alike. They all looked alike. They all looked in this. They look like this. But they had different customs. Do you get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Now, okay, let me cut that off. When we're reading this, doing this study, right? Why did it say that he said it was wicked and he was in need of concern because of she was not of the land? And the third night the angel smote him, and he had not known her according to the evil craftiness of his mother. So who's behind this?
Mother.
Right. It says, for he did not wish to have children by her. In the days of wedding feast, I gave Onan to her in marriage. Now, Onan is the next oldest brother. And because never had any children, he never consummated marriage. The custom of the Hebrews were to give the wife to the next oldest son, and she was to bring an heir for the oldest son who had died. But here's what it says: Onan, he also in wickedness knew her not, though he spent the year with her. So he was with her a whole year, and wouldn't even get that thing, y'all. And it says, and when I threatened him, he went into her, but he spilled his seed on the ground. According to the command, huh?
I said, was that bad?
But it says, according to the command of his mother. And he also died through wickedness. So God killed him too. The Most High killed him too. And he said, and I wished to give Shelah also to her, but his mother did not permit it. And for she wrought evil against Tamar. What's that? It says she wrought evil against Tamar because she was not of the daughters of Canaan, as she also herself was. So mama in the feelings, because Judah, remember what I told you guys, and we're gonna go down in a minute. Judah was not supposed to marry Bathsheba. He wasn't supposed to marry her. He wasn't supposed to marry her. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7. Let's go over to Deuteronomy 7. I can pull that up real quick. Here's the command the Most High giving them. And this is what the Most High is telling the Israelites. Now, this is after all of these things have happened, but their fathers, Jacob and Abram and Isaac, had told them that they shouldn't marry women from the other tribes. Now, here's what the Most High is reiterating this.
Yeah.
He says, and when the Lord your God, I'm gonna say, when Yahuwah shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt not make no covenant with them. So you ain't supposed to make no agreement with them, nor show them no mercy. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou not take unto thy son. For here's the reason why. For they will turn away thy son from following me, and they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahuwah be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. So I'm just gonna destroy you real fast. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art a holy people unto Yahuwah, your Elohim. The Yahuwah, the Elohim, have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So, Judah transgressed the commands of his fathers at the time. Because remember, the Most High hadn't really necessarily given his commandment yet, but his fathers had given him a commandment. And the Most High honors the father's authority. He comes back in later on and tells the children of Yasharel, don't intermarry other nations. And why did he say it? Because your daughters, he said, the daughters will turn away thy son, so your legacy from following me. And they're gonna make them serve other Elohim. So and here's what it says, goes on down. This is back to the testimony of Judah. It says, and I knew that the race of Canaanites were wicked. So I knew they were no good. These jokers were I knew they were no good. But the impulse of my youth blinded my mind. And when I saw her pouring out wine, so you saw pouring out some wine, owing to the intoxication of wine, I was deceived and took her, although my father had not counseled it. And while I was away, she went and took for Shelah a wife of Canaan. And when I knew what she had done, I cursed her in the anguish of my soul. And she also died through her wickedness together with her sons. So Judah is saying right here that Bathsheba, Judah out on business. You know, that's when the women always do their sneaky stuff, right? When you ain't around. You know what I'm saying? So Judah over here exchanging cattle for sheep or whatever he's doing. He's out on business. You know what I'm saying? And Bathsheba said, oh, shoot, now's my chance. Let me go ahead. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, she said, now's my chance. Let me go ahead and go down here and get him a wife. Now, the whole time, the father, who's the head, is trying to lay down a law and saying, no, we're going to not marry women of Canaan no more. We're going to marry Shemite women, right? I'm going back to my father's kindred, like I should have done, and I'm getting a wife. So he's trying to repent, but she won't let him. She won't let him. She fight him every way. Now, mind you, these are his sons. But every way he turned, she undermined him. Now, Alex, cut out the stream. Let me add Alex to the stream. My bad, Alex. I heard the beat.
Nah, that's cool. My mic died. So.
Okay. But anyway, so like I said, everywhere he turned, everything that he's trying to do, he's trying to guide his family. This is his legacy. He's trying to pick women that's going to serve the one true living God, Yahuwah, and he's trying to pick women for his sons so they don't turn his sons away from serving the Most High. That's why he said, I knew the ways of Canaanite was wicked. Something's wrong with him. So let's skip down a little bit. Now Judah is giving commands to his children, his grandchildren. And he says, now I command you, my children, hearken to Judah, your father, and keep my sayings to perform all the ordinance of Yahuwah and to obey the commands of the Elohim. And walk not after your lusts, nor in the imaginations of your thoughts, in hauntedness of heart. Glory not in the deeds and strength of your youth, for this is also evil in the eyes of Yahuwah. So he's basically telling them now, don't be reliving the glory days of your wickedness and all this crazy stuff that you got going on. You need to be thinking about building. You need to be thinking about doing the will of the Most High. So your stuff that you did in your, don't worry about all that. Since I also gloried that I was in wars, no comely woman's face ever enticed me. So he's saying basically he wouldn't even move by a regular woman. You know, she just look average. Judah was like, nah, I'm a man of war. I ain't worried about that. And he said, and I reprove Reuben, my brother, concerning Bela, the wife of my father. So he don't got on Bela. I mean, he don't got on Reuben for sleeping with Bela. The spirits of jealousy and of fornication arrayed themselves against me until I lay with Bathsheba the Canaanite and Tamar, who was espoused to my sons. For I said to my father-in-law, I will take counsel with my father, so I will take thy daughter. So basically, he having a conversation with his father-in-law, saying, "Listen, man, I know you want me to take her as a wife, but I ain't talked to my pops yet. So before I do all that, I need to go see what Pop's gonna say. I'm pretty certain he gonna say no, but let me go be respectful of my dad." Right? Says the father-in-law was unwilling. Said, "Nah, man, you don't need to talk to your daddy. This is how wicked the Canaanites are. Because if he was a child of if he was out of the seed of Abraham, right, he would have said, yeah, go consult with your father." That's what he would have said. He would have respected him. He recognized his authority. And he said, and he was unwilling, but he showed me a boundless store of gold in his daughter's behalf. Say, look, man, I got the money bank, man. I'm Scrooge McDuck. I got this money bank over here sitting. You know what I'm saying? What we gonna do? Said, for he was a king, and he adorned her with golds and pearls and caused her to pour out wine for us at the feast with the beauty of women. So there's a whole bunch of beautiful women. And he's like, you see her? She come with all this stuff, man. She come with gold riches. She got the finest horses, the chariots. They out here. What we gonna do? It makes you wonder if you know. I bet you Judah was thinking, man, why are you trying to put this girl off with me so bad?
Like, yeah. What's wrong with it? What's really wrong with it?
She got a gimp eye or something? She was rebellious. Yeah. This is what it was. She was rebellious. Said, and the wine turned aside my eyes. Said, now the wine got him blinded. And pleasure blinded my heart. And I became enamored of, and I lay with her, and transgressed the command of thy Adonai and the commandments of my fathers. Notice he said fathers, because his grandfather, great-grandfather, and not his father don't told him this. And I took her to wife, and Yahuwah, Adonai, rewarded me according to the imagination of my heart, inasmuch I had no joy in my children. I don't mean to laugh at you. I'm sorry, Judy. I mean to laugh at you. But he's basically saying, for my disobedience, I got my reward.
Yeah.
My children gave me hell, and that was my reward. Okay, I'm gonna skip down for a second. It says, for lo, okay, I'm gonna keep reading. And now, my children, I say unto you, be not drunk with wine, for wine turneth the mind away. So mind compromises your thinking from the truth and inspires the passion of lust and leadeth the eyes into error. For the spirit of fornication hath wine as a minister. Ooh, snap. And to give pleasure of the mind. So fornication, say, get that buddy in your system, bro. Everything gonna be all right. You get that little buddy in your system. For these two also take away the mind of men. For if a man drink wine to drunkenness, see, notice he said, be not drunk with wine. He didn't say you couldn't take in wine. Say, for a man drink wine to drunkenness, it disturbeth the mind with filthy thoughts, leading to fornication, and heateth the body to carnal union. Now your body hot. Now you're moist. Now you all this other stuff. Now you arm strong and well. And if the occasion of lust be the present, he worketh the sin, and it is not ashamed. So you do sin and ain't afraid of it, because you drunk. Such is the inebriated man, my children. For I think I said it wrong, but okay. For he who is drunk reverence no man. For lo, it made me also to err. So I will not. Okay, so I was not ashamed of the multitude in the city, in that before the eyes of all I turned aside unto Tamar and wrought a great sin. So basically, he was drunk again. He went down there, seen Tamar, which is his daughter-in-law. Now, granted, she was adorned in harlot's wear, but he said, "Man, I did all of this before the city. All of this. Everybody looking at me, telling me, look at Judah. Boy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself." I ain't lying, Julia. So he did all of this and didn't have no shame because he had that buddy in his system. And it says, and after I drunk wine, I reverenced not the command of God, and I took a woman of Canaan to wife. For much discretion needeth a man to drink of the wine. My children, and herein is discretion in drinking wine. A man may drink so as long as he preserveth modesty. I just said that a little bit earlier. But if he go beyond the limit, the spirit of deceit attacketh his mind, and it maketh the drunkard to talk filthy. So you talking crazy now because you're drunk. You got what they call that A-ray, that liquid courage.
The liquid courage.
That's it.
And to transgress, which is to sin against the Most High, and not be ashamed, and even glory in his but even to glory in his name, and to account himself honorable. He that hath committed fornication is not aware that he suffers loss, and is not ashamed when he put to dishonor. For even though a man be a king and commit fornication, he is stripped of his kingship by becoming a slave or fornication. Hey, that's powerful. Now, so it don't matter how high you are. You're a king, prince, rich, all of that. If you can't control your sexual urges, you're a slave to fornication. So that's your God. That's powerful to say. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. I have to read this as last part. As I myself also suffered, for I gave my staff, that is the stay of my tribe. Shoot. I never thought about that. His staff is basically trying to how to say this in the right words. It's basically like almost like a crown of his tribe.
The symbol of his office.
Right, exactly. It says, and my girdle, that is my power, and my diadem, that is the glory of my kingdom. And I repented of these things. Wine and flesh I eat not until my old age. No, so he didn't even eat meat or drink no more until his old age. Nor did I behold any joy. And the angel of God showed me that forever do women bear rule over king and beggar alike. Shoot. And from the king they take away his glory, and for the valiant man his might, and from the beggar even that little which he is is the stay of his poverty. So basically it's saying for a king, y'all ever seen Beowulf?
Yep.
I think this is that's like a perfect example of what's being said. Beowulf is. So it took away the king's glory, takes away the a valiant man his might, his strength, his fortitude, and from a beggar he gonna keep you in poverty because you can't get past fornication. All right, I'm gonna stop it. Woo! Powerful stuff. Wow. Big bro, I see you down here as Mike Chaos. Okay. and change your name.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's my lethal name.
Yeah.
Lethal interjection.
I ain't taking no prisoners.
But so what do y'all think? What we just covered, what we just read?
There's a lot. It's basically the same stuff been going on back then that was going on here now. And stuff is like people get drink and get their courage in them and make bad decisions, and you really like you're a slave to your flesh. And following your flesh get you not where you want to be. Like you have all this stuff kind of set out for you. Like, look, you go this way, good things will happen. You go this way, you're gonna be married and you're gonna have children and stuff, but there ain't gonna be none that you want. It's gonna be a headache. It's gonna be a hard road the whole time.
Doesn't this kind of go along with the previous videos in which I posted online?
The Western woman.
The Western woman. Doesn't it kind of go along with that? Like it's like I was saying in those videos about, basically a Western woman is serving a different God than which we serve. And when he was saying, it touched home to me because when he was saying about he had plans for his children and he was trying to set his children on the right path. But in every turn, his wife was sabotaging him.
Yeah.
Just at every turn. And that's why I think that what people don't realize is that it's so important. The legacy is important of who you choose. Like I tell my sons this. I'm like, I'm having a hand in your wife being chose. I mean, it's something that me and my wife had discussed. And she was like, well, does it matter if they take a woman from here? I'm like, yeah, it matters. It matters. Because what I'm not going to be doing is out here bursting my burp, saving up an inheritance for you and for you to choose the wrong
you basically
woman.
like watch your hard work and stuff. Like if you made you basically built a kingdom. Let's say like you franchise some stuff. You passed it down to your family, and then it don't work.
Right.
It's like they basically run your stuff in the ground, everything you don't work for. Like I said something about that to somebody. It's like people back in the day. I just watched that show. Was it Judas and the Black Messiah? If you haven't watched it, watch it. But just be prepared. That's all I'm gonna say because you're gonna feel some type of way after you watch the movie. Stuff. And then basically like all the stuff that them people went through like day in day out, that's what they did. That was their reality. That wasn't nothing new. It's crazy and unheard of for us in this day and age to do it, but to them it was just Tuesday. But they go through all that stuff only to have the people, this generation of kids, basically be turds. And this is like, man, like you don't even know, you like all the stuff that I had to fight to do, you ain't even trying to do no more and stuff. You don't even realize like how good you got it, and you got the nerve to be upset and not informed or just going about life a certain way. When like I basically had to get chased by like police and sprayed with water hoses and bit by German shepherds and beat down and couldn't do stuff that you just turn your nose up at being able to do. And that's basically what it would put me in the mindset of. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's the struggle. It's like, I had to go an inch so you can go a mile. And you just saying F the mile. I don't even want to bump it. I'm not going a mile, whatever. I give up. You on your own. I'm doing me. I'm not worried about legacy anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy when you, like I said, for me, like I told my wife, I said, no, Ira's definitely not marrying nobody from here. Nope, he not doing it. He not doing it. And I will tell him, okay, if you marry her, son, you on your own.
Yeah, you gotta start over.
But I'm going to reserve this part of my legacy for maybe my grandchild can get it, but And people think that's harsh. Like I never understood until I really started getting into the word to like how pivotal it is. for you to have involvement because it's your legacy. So you're supposed to be involved. Like, remember back in the day how they would say like white men didn't want their daughters with black men and vice versa, which I feel like a lot of them did more of a racial component, but still it's like it's kind of along the same thing. Like, no, this is my legacy. I don't built this and did all this. I don't know that person from this background. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, for me, this is why I think it's so important that men are more informed, because let's just be honest, a lot of men ain't being able to create. I'm saying like this, right? A lot of men aren't able to create generational wealth because for two things. For one, they don't have control over their seed. And we just see right there, Judah chose the wrong woman. He ain't have control over his seed. He battling, he battling, trying to just get this man a good wife. Like, that's crazy. You battling, trying to give your son a great wife because the mother said, they not like me. She not like me, so I don't want to have nothing to do. It's kind of funny because, a lot of women over here were pissed because I married an African woman. Some of them don't even speak to me no more. So-called friends don't even speak to me no more. And it's just beyond crazy, because shame on you for wanting to marry a woman that's going to help you legacy build.
Yeah. And it's not even, I think that's stupid. I was like, it's not even like I'm marrying you. So it don't even matter who I marry.
Right. Right. But I think that, you're going to, like I said, a lot of men don't have the opportunity. Because come on, brothers get dogged out, man. But brothers get dogged out, but they don't even realize that that the women that they're dealing with are the house. And you come in here with your little rinky-dink $20 bill, think you finna cause some chaos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just, to me, I tell brothers, man, take your time. Make sure that you know the will of the Most High, and you choose your woman accordingly. Don't choose somebody who's not serving the Most High, because it's gonna be. That's why I say first. And you know what? Y'all want to be honest. The honest God truth is the worst place to look for. This is gonna sound crazy, but the worst place to look for a biblical wife is inside the church.
I believe that. You're right. You're right.
Because they don't really do no learning like they used to. Like, I remember, like, when I used to go to church in Florida, we was on it. Like, we knew some stuff, and then we moved, and we just couldn't find another church to go to because it was trash. So like, this is what y'all being learning. This is horrible.
Right.
I'm like, this ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And then we went somewhere. We went to Tasha's church, and like, we was there. And we was all like looking at each other, shaking our heads and stuff. Like, this for real? What they learning? This is stupid.
They be getting up there hooping and hollering, ain't saying a thing.
Yeah, and this ain't saying nothing. I was like, that's wrong. That ain't what it is. And like, y'all ain't learning nothing. That's why you don't know nothing.
You get off the island.
Yeah, and then like most of the stuff, it don't even be right. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this ain't even making no sense. This is now I fully understand and know why you are the way you are, because this is where you learning from, thinking the stuff you think. And I was like, and it don't even be correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this okay. I'm like,
I think about churches and people are going to probably say, well, you're right, but I think about churches in this manner. I think churches truly are a safe haven for broken women who don't want to fix their stuff.
Yeah, because they ain't gonna tell them the stuff that they need to. Like, look, you are broken and you need to be fixed. Okay, but your fixing is not gonna come necessarily from in here, because if I'm telling you all the stuff you want to do, that's gonna be like the exact opposite of what the world outside these walls is telling you what to do and stuff, if I was actually telling you the truth. But for right now, I'm basically catering to you, because if you look around, every church got like a grandma. Everybody's grandma is going to church and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's grandma dragged them to church, and this and this and this and this and this is happening and whatnot. So that's their. It's basically the church is full of women.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of single parents, single mothers, and whatnot, and that's what it is. No, I don't have any of that. And I'm like, and they ain't gonna tell them the truth because it'll empty out.
Right. But the thing too, it seems like to me it's a bunch of like they don't take the Bible as a history lesson, or they don't take the Bible as an instruction manual. They take the Bible as a feel good sayings that you can just like I see people say this all the time online. If God be against me, who can be? God be for me, who can be against me? But when you know these people, like I'm pretty certain that the Most High is against you because you're against Him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they say these things that are supposed to be, words of encouragement. And they use these scriptures like this, but no one is actually being sit down and being taught. Exactly, they're cliches.
It's like, no, that don't mean nothing.
Right. And no one is actually being taught like true living for the Most High. And so when you have a requirement, when you say, okay, just to say in this day and age, a woman should remain chaste, right? They snip their nose up at you. Well, why can't we do what men can do? Men ain't supposed to be out here doing this stuff.
but
your body,
you ain't a woman.
But exactly. But your body as a woman, okay, let me break this thing down. Can I call y'all the round table? Let me break this thing down.
Sure.
A man's body is designed to produce. Our whole genetic makeup is designed to bring in produce, to build, and it's a big factory. That's why our sex drive is high and so much higher than women's, right? A woman would be okay. Okay, let me say, I'm not a freak. Okay, I'm talking about a bride. A woman would be okay with not having sex. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2-3 times out the month on average. I mean, that's probably when it probably crossed her mind. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that she's not gonna do it, but she ain't more than likely gonna initiate it unless them hormones are pouring in, and she just super horny, and she might come over you like a tidal wave and be like, like, I'm getting ready to go to work, girl. Tell your boss you're going to be late. You know what I'm saying? It might be, but men, our bodies are just big testosterone factories, right? So our bodies are constantly reproducing semen. And we get so much semen built up, our bodies want to release it. That's why we start having these urges like, man, I need to call my wife, see what she's doing right now. I want to let my baby sleep. You start thinking stuff like that. Like, let me see, maybe I can take out. You start because you try to get her alone. Maybe I can take her out in the backwoods. Nah, that ain't no place for my wife in the backwoods. You just start thinking stuff because you're feeling that way. But then from also the standpoint of this is that a woman is born with all the eggs that she's gonna ever have.
Yeah.
Right? And when she comes into her womanhood, or how they used to say in the biblical days, when she gets her how do they say it? Her bloody show, not bloody show. When she gets her, basically she gets her first cycle. I can't think of the biblical name. She gets her first cycle. Back then, see, now it's early. Now it's real early. Especially over here in America, all these steroid infested foods we eating over here.
It comes early,
It comes early. They be 10, 11 years old and got breast in a full cycle already.
Yeah.
They not supposed to be. I seen a picture of my wife at like 14, and I'm like, man, did you have breasts? They were starting to come. I mean, she was like this little, you know what I'm saying? But everything that they eat in Nigeria is natural. You know, everything that they eat over there in Africa is I mean, you got some stuff that, obviously but most of the foods that they eat, their diet consists of mostly natural stuff. It's not wrong if you're eating mostly 95% natural and 5% artificial. But over here, most of the stuff that we're taking in is artificial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the daggone foods that they have, and it's more expensive for you to even buy natural foods. But these girls are starting to get in their cycles early. But the prime childbearing ages are between 15 and 16 to 25. When you get past 50, when a woman gets past that, it starts becoming harder for her to produce babies or to have babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
After she's in her maybe late 40s, early 50s, her body says, that's it. We done. We ain't having no more children. It's called menopause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't want to talk about that. Like the way we're genetically and biology, our biology is made up. The way we are says that we are different. Everything that our bodies are designed to do is designed to produce. Everything their bodies are designed to do is receive and nurture. Right? So it's only natural for a man to feel more sexually aroused than a woman is because our bodies are telling us, hey, we need to be reproducing. This is what we need to be doing. Right? And so women, when you try to tell them that type of stuff, you're sexist. It's not sexist, it's called biology. And our society insulates them to thinking that they can do everything that a man can do, and you can't. Break down the fabric of society right now to where you don't have grocery stores and you don't have electricity, and we'll see who you want to be out there hunting and gathering versus you out there holding the fort down and tending to the children. We out there on the hunt, you gassing. Baby, can I go back to the home? You're gonna get us. Look, the deer heard you. The deer heard you. Go on back to the hooch. This is what's gonna happen. But it's crazy to me how men are being lied to and thinking that, okay, let me say this. I'm gonna be quiet for a second. A man doesn't come into his full manhood. We talked about this. A man doesn't be ready to be a husband until around his early 30s, right? And I don't recommend a man, like I said, I don't recommend a man being married until around that time, okay? And the reason what makes him a more viable husband is because as a man gets older, his ability to acquire resources grows up, right? So it makes his ability to provide for a family, it makes it increase, right? But a woman's value is in her what? And they don't want to talk about this, but they do it all the time. A woman's value is in her what? Her youth and her beauty and her ability to do what? Produce offspring, have children. That's a woman's value. Just like you said earlier, big bro, if you can't have a baby for me, there's no point in us being together because it's all about legacy.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So how does that dynamic play? As a man gets older, he gets more valuable. As a woman gets older, her stock decreases. So ideally, a 35-year-old man should be marrying a 25-year-old woman. Ideally, that should be that type of age gap. You get what I'm saying? That's ideal. A man should be marrying a younger woman. Okay? If my daughter came home and said, Daddy, let's say she's 22 years old. Daddy, I found the perfect guy. And he steps in that room and he 19, 20 years old. And his voice, how you doing, Mr. Griggs? Pineapples. Go on back. Nope. Because she's going to be back with me with 2-3 kids. Nope. Do a man step in there? Hey, how you doing, Mr. Griggs? How you doing? Just want to let you know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure to meet you. He ain't got to tell me I'm a person. See, when you come in there, you got to tell, I'm going to make sure I provide for your daughter. She going to have food. She going to have lights, water. She going to eat. I'm going to take care. If you step into me like that, I'm like, bro, why are you trying to reassure me? You ain't supposed to come in there talking about that. You supposed to be coming, hey, sir, it's nice to meet you. I'm honored to meet you. I'm just nervous, coming home talking to a man about his daughter. That's what your mentality should be at. When I see you, my first thought shouldn't be, can he provide for my daughter? And that's the reason why you had to pay bride prices in biblical times. Because you need to show me, I don't even care if it's 2 goats, sheep, or geese. You need to show me that you can produce something, and she ain't gonna be over here starving. So I told the ninja. That's what I told him. Say that. God dang on the
Yeah.
But I just think that we're not being we need to, especially as African American men, we need to be taught thoroughly about how to select a wife. And I think then I do my next video that's going to be about what we should be looking for in that, because I think a lot of men are confusing, thinking they're getting church women, they're getting women of God. Nope.
Man,
You're getting church.
They're just getting regular turds.
Right.
That's a regular chick. She just goes to church. That's just because she goes, doesn't mean anything.
And do you understand how backwards the system of church is when because a woman will value her pastor's word over her husband's. Well, pastor said XYZ. Well, pastor need to come get your bags. This is what pastor need to do. Pastor need to come play your bills. This is what he need to do. Since pastor word means more to you than mine does. That's what pastor need to do. You know what I'm saying? But how these pastors just arbitrarily be alone with these daggone married women, be in meetings with them, the door closed. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But there's a lot of reprogramming we have to do. Alice in here doing his bills. Look at him.
No, I'm doing my taxes. But yeah, I'm with you.
Bills.
Yeah, I'm getting paid this year, baby. No,
just got paid Friday night. Oh, he's shaking. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add, man? Because I'm gonna just keep talking. Y'all not gonna talk about stuff all day.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I agree. So there's a whole yeah. I tell people I was talking to a youngster at work today, not today, but when I was at work, I was like, it ain't worth it, man. You better cover your little stump. You get the house pissed off.
Reconsider. Don't do
play
it.
These video games and get your stuff. It's like, know your worth, my friend. Know your worth.
Man, I remember when my father tried to tell me something. I was about 17 years old. He tried to tell me about, you remember the girl I was dating in high school, Alex? Call her name. Don't call her name.
Yeah.
Remember the girl I was dating in high school? I remember my father tried to tell me about women back then. You know what I'm saying? Because she used to call all the time. And all of a sudden, the call stopped being as frequent. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So my father, as a young boy, you notice this, but you don't know what to make of it. So my father, big bruh, my dad's like, son, there's something wrong with that little gal ain't calling like she used to. That's like he hit me with some thug stuff. Little gal ain't calling like she used to, son. I'm just saying, I let you do. So here go me with my blue pill, with the bandages and stuff, the wraps over my eyes. She's not even like that. She's a good girl. My dad said, all right, ninja. That's all he said. That's what he said to me. All right, okay, I hear you. 2 days later, Alexander, I'm laying in the daggone room floor lamenting.
Fetal position.
Don't found out she don't let somebody blow her whole back out. I'm jacked up. And they're messed up. And I'm in the room with the door closed and mad, and everybody come in the room snapping at him. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? So my dad came in the room. He's like, boy, why are you in here with the door closed and the room off? He knows something wrong. He a man. Yeah. Nothing. Little girl don't find somebody else. Somebody got your cup. What's wrong, son? Somebody got your Kool-Aid. He said,
that's horrible.
I said, I don't understand. Boy, what do you mean you don't understand, boy? I told you what was going on with the little gal. I was jacked out of luck. But she said she loved me, though. Boy, women gonna tell you everything. That's what my dad said, boy. She gonna tell you everything, boy. Just got paid. Friday night. Party's aching. Every night. I gotta leave here and go get me some. I gotta go get some. What's some thing called? What's the name of them? Dang, I can never think of the name of these things. I gotta get some frames for these two paintings, and I gotta go get something else. I can't. They go inside the frames. I can never. I forget the name of these things all the time. Retarded. Well, all right, man. If y'all ain't got nothing else to add, big bro walking around, cooking.
No, I forgot I got army uniform.
The low shirt
uniform
on.
before I get late.
Now you talking about a uniform being iron.
Hey man, now you tell my business, man. Quit talking low. Those people might come out to me. I put that stuff out there, man.
Oh
man. Dang it, bro.
But anyway, man, I appreciate you guys for coming through. What you about to say, Alex?
No problem.
I appreciate y'all for coming through, man, and adding to the discussion.
Anytime, bro. Anytime.
So
I forgot about my darn clothes. I got to iron them jokers. God, I hate ironing.
I'm gonna go through the video and just I don't know, man. I'm just really appreciate you guys for coming through. So really do.
No problem, sir.
Keep on doing what y'all doing, man. And I'll talk to you guys later, man. Y'all be blessed.
Okay, yeah.
And
I get up with
go ahead.
I get up with y'all. You know that.
Okay.
They gotta get these clothes.
Y'all be safe. I don't know if it's frozen like it's frozen here, but y'all don't try to brave it if you ain't got to.
Nah.
It ain't snowing down this way.
I was kind of worried a little bit when I stopped and my car started sliding in my parking spot. I'm like, oh, dang.
Black
guy. You said, take the wheel, Yeshua.
Yeah. I was like, please.
I did that. I was turning into my parking lot earlier, and I went to go. You know how you go into the little with a driveway, and like the driveway because the snow plows have been coming through and been kicking up the ice on the side.
Yeah.
I felt like my car was on this little seesaw balancing beam. I'm like, dang. I hope my wheels are still on the ground. So I basically, because all these vehicles have these like, well, I know both of my cars, the Caddy and the Genesis, they have like traction control that you gotta purposely shut off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had to go in there and shut off all the nannies and whatnot. And I was like, I'm hoping for the best, and I floored it.
I started turning mine off. I was driving and set my wheels. I wasn't going nowhere. To set my wheels was if I had been going, I'd have been going 9. So I was like, dang, that probably ain't the best, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I'll get up with y'all, man. Y'all be safe. Y'all be easy.
All right, man. Y'all be blessed, man. And it's always shalom. Y'all keep it blessed.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.